Jai Hind everyone, present here. My name is Deepshika Dalawat from Five Raj Independent Company, NCC Bilwara. Our topic is infrastructure. Here is content, introduction, profile of India's physical infrastructure investments required in India, and in government policy of infrastructure development. Next, India's overland connectivity with East Asia, conclusion and reference. Introduction. Infrastructure is the set of fundamental facilities and systems that support the sustainable functionality of households and firms, serving a country, city, or other area, including the services and facilities. Basically, infrastructure is the basic unit of organization and system. It's called infrastructure. Infrastructure is composed of public and private physical structure such as roads, railways, bridges, tunnels, water supply, sewers, electrical grids, and telecommunications, including internet connectivity and broadband access. Especially in light of the massive societal informations needed to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Contemporary infrastructure conversation frequently focus on sustainable development and green infrastructure. Next is profile of India's physical infrastructure. Performance of physical infrastructure in Indian economy in last 1.5 decades has been mixed and uneven. Provides the latest achievement of India's physical infrastructure sector. Over years, India's soft infrastructure grew much faster than the hard infrastructure. In contrast, hardware components like railways, roadways, and airways witnessed little expansion in last 1.5 decades. Density in terms of axis or speed of rail and road length clearly indicate that road sector has been successful compared to railways. As we can see in spreading the network as well as 107 providing an access in the economy. Next, roads. In India, the most distinct part of India's physical infrastructure development in recent years is the development of road network across the country. India has one of the largest road networks in the world. The country's road network consists of expressways, national highways, state highways, major district roads, and other district roads, and village roads also. There is port connectivity and other projects also which are connect to various states and various port in the country. And also through the other countries. The Golden Quadrilateral connects the four major cities of Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. The northeast and east-west corridors connect Srinagar in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. At this stage, there is a need to focus attention on corridor management and road safety also, and NHAI has already put in place a corridor management policy. There is need of road safety because we saw many cases day by day that there is lots of road accident in our country. There is lots of people uh, deny the law road safety rules. They don't properly follow the road safety rules and laws also. So there is the need of road safety management. Next is civil aviation. Airports, the operations, management and development of the airports at Delhi and Mumbai were handed over to the joint venture companies, namely Delhi International Airport Limited (DIAL) and Mumbai International Airport Limited (MIAL). Next, railways. So, Indian railways are the world's second largest rail network. We all know that we have the oldest rail networks as and under a single management. has been contributing to the development of the country's industrial and economic landscape for over 150 years. Of the two main segments of the Indian Railways, freight and passenger. In the freight segment accounts for roughly two-thirds of revenues, improved resources management inter alia through increased wagon load, faster turnaround time, and a more rational pricing policy has led to an improvement in the performance of the railways during the last 2 years. Next, urban infrastructure. Urban infrastructure consists of drinking water, sanitation, sewage system, electricity and gas distribution. These are our livelihood and daily necessities which are very important for our urban peoples. Urban transport, primary health services, this is very important for us because primary health service is very important for poor and as well as our middle class peoples also. And environmental regulations, the process of urbanization has gathered considerable momentum in recent years, and this has put urban infrastructure and services under severe strain. So urban infrastructure is very important for our country's development because as population increases, there is the need of infrastructure development. Next is spatial economic zones. Spatial economic zones are the zones where are designated duty-free enclaves with developed industrial infrastructure. These zones are regarded as foreign territory for the purpose of duties and taxes. Special economic zones units enjoy a tax exemption for 7 years, 100% exemption in first 5 years and 50% in the remaining 2 years. They have the facility to retain 100% foreign exchange earnings in export. Earners, foreign currency, exchange accounts, all special economic zones units are free to sell goods in the domestic traffic area, tariff area, DTA on payment of applicable duties. As we all know that their government also started GST, which is goods and service tax. Next, infrastructure investments requirement in India. There is lots of requirement in India for infrastructure development. India is expected to grow at an average 9% per annum in next few years. Accompanying this growth will be an increase in demand for infrastructure services, economic and population growth prospect. As I said earlier that as the population increases, there is also we need to develop development of infrastructure also. Economic and population growth prospects are expected to place additional pressure on existing infrastructure facilities. Therefore, addressing these challenges will be essential in the infrastructure sector is to continue fostering economic growth rather than becoming a constant. Next, government policy on infrastructure development. There are some government policies on infrastructure development. India has created specialized institutions for long-term infrastructure financing, and there are certainly many arguments for establishing a regional investment bank. Similar to the line of India's IIFC, Viability Gap Financing VGF is likely to be a successful instrument in managing much needed gaps in road development in developing Asia and LDCs where domestic resources are limited and suffer from capacity constraint. Next is conclusion for infrastructure. Provision of quality and efficient infrastructure services is essential to realize the full potential of the emerging Indian economy. Indian government's first priority is therefore rising to the challenge of maintaining and managing high growth through investment in infrastructure sector among others because we all see that in population increases day by day. So there is challenge for Indian government. Public-private partnership (PPP) is emerging as the preferred instrument where the private sector gets its normal financial rates of return while the public sector partner provides concessional funding based on the long-term direct and indirect benefits to the economy. New instruments such as Viability Gap Funding (VGF) through a Special Purpose Vehicle (SPV) set up recently by the Government of India to fund mega infrastructure projects may be relevant for other Asian countries as well. In India, development of cross-border infrastructure, especially transportation linkages and energy pipelines with neighboring countries is underway and expected to contribute to the regional integration. There is a need for cross-border infrastructure because it is very important for Indian Army uh, is underway and expected to contribute to the regional integration in Asia by reducing transportation cost and facilitating intra-regional trade and services through in the domestic services and also international services which is very important and very helpful for us. Thank you. Jai Hind.